most of the times the issues that students face are not actually related to their linguistic abilities or to the method they are following, but more to psychological and individual reasons that rarely are tackled. In this video, we focus on how to solve those issues. Let's break them down. The first problem is self-awareness. Being very self-aware is going to help you a lot, not just in your language learning process, but by learning everything else that you would like to learn. You have to ask yourself, what are the situations that increase anxiety? What makes me feel less productive? What are the situations that stress me the most? But also, what are the things that I enjoy doing while I learn the language, or that I would like to be able to do more often as part of my learning process? And also, what are the things that are the most important for you? Ask yourself why these things are important. For example, I had a student of mine that was very grateful to me because I could offer her very structured path. I told her, we are supposed to study this topic first, and then we are going to study something else, and after that we have a plan to do these other things and other things, and we have a set of priorities, and after those we will be able to tackle more advanced things. But most of the times you do not need to be bonded to such a strict path in your learning. Do you value more structure because you feel anxious by wandering around without direction in your learning process, or do you enjoy more freedom? You want to be more kind of an explorer when you plunge to the new language? And also ask you why. Because if you need a structured program, why do you? Because you want to be sure that you're going to address everything, because you want to be sure that you know what you do, otherwise you're going to feel overwhelmed or unmotivated. By telling yourself and understanding why you need the certain method that you prefer is going to help you a lot when things will be unpleasant, or when you will be forced to follow a method for certain periods, for example, that is not the most enjoyable for you, and you can find a way to make that enjoyable. Making your learning personalized and individual is going to help you extremely. What you have to reflect deeply is, why do you want to study the language? And we cannot take answers like, oh, I just want to speak with people. Yes, this is perfectly fine, but I would like you, and I suggest you, to envision yourself doing things very precisely with the language. For example, I would like to speak with the members of the family of my husband who are living in a certain specific part of Italy. My speaking must be formal, my speaking must be colloquial. I really want to blend in, but blend in means being well aware of the environment and the people. Try to be as much specific as you can. This is going to help you a lot because it makes you envision yourself doing the thing. And we know that being able to visualize the result is going to help us very much reach that. Secondly, the learning process feel less overwhelming because you could define your method and your goals being very specific and targeted to your goal. For example, if you wanted to be able to understand the people speaking, not just Italian, but the Italian with the accent, for example, of Florence, you can be very specific in your listen comprehension exercises, and also you can be very specific in targeting your steps, and so keep up your motivation and keep down your anxiety level, because it's gonna be easier for you to reach one of the goals that you want to reach. For example, again, I had a student of mine who wanted to speak in the work environment, and she was a professional. She had to do a lot of public speaking. One of the things that she could start to do at the very beginning was try to simulate a very short public conference in the language, in Italian, in this context, and try to do with the words that she was most likely to be using in the future to do that, and try to do the thing that she was meant to do, so to give public speeches in the language. Of course, at the very beginning, these speeches were extremely simple and extremely beginner friendly, but she felt confident. She needed to do a lot of other things than speaking properly to become fluent with Italian. But by starting there, she was able to keep up her motivation because her goal was not so far away, and also to decrease her anxiety because for her it was easy to see how she was actually already doing the hard things. So set individual goals, but also set individual methods. I'm a supporter of the idea that we do have different talents and our brains, our interests works differently. We have to be aware of that and use our strengths for our learning goals. So ask yourself, how do I learn? What I enjoy doing? Make yourself a very enjoyable learning experience. We can speak about setting micro goals to create progress. Micro goals are just small and realistic actions that can be completed in a few days, sometimes even in a few hours, and they're extremely helpful to reduce stress because they're achievable and increase motivation for the reason we already said, because we can sense and perceive our progress. Some examples of micro goals that you can set for yourself. For example, the public speaking event. Start with a very simple public speech. Record a short audio for yourself every day, or try to understand one YouTube video that you like. We want to avoid trying to understand everything when we plunge in the medias. But one goal that could make us feel very confident is try to select something very short that we can analyze deeply and reach the level where we understand pretty everything. Another goal that I really enjoy is like having a dream book that we want to read and try to translate that and arrive with something very practical that we have, that we can almost touch with our hands. So a final product of our study. We have to differentiate a goal of being consistent, so to create visible output of our consistency, and having visible output of our knowledge and ability. So we'll speak more about this difference in the future, but the idea is to make our progress visible and to create physical output of our, in this case, consistency. One of these projects could be the written translation of a book we really wanted to read in the target language, or to create a personal physical written grammar of the language with essential knowledge that we need to master the language, or anything else that can make us feel that we are progressing. The second point instead is a system of accountability that could demonstrate their actual results in relationship to our personal goals. This can be public or private accountability of results systems. We'll speak more in the future of public accountability systems like taking exams so publicly, but privately we can do a lot. We can take a test for ourselves each week, each day, each month, or we can do a recording of us speaking the language and we can think of showing them to somebody and so on. So these are systems to demonstrate to ourselves that we are not just doing the thing, but we are doing the right thing to reach the result. The public way to set accountability is to set a healthy level of competition. We can have different ways of competing. We can compete indirectly with others, and we can compete directly with others. These ways of competition can be useful or hinder our progress. This depends just on ourselves and on how much we want to be pushed. Not everybody is going to agree with me. A healthy degree of competition is going to help us immensely. The last thing I wanted to say, just to conclude this video that is going to be quite longer than I intended it to be, is that everything that we are speaking about today is not meant to be a fixed system. Otherwise, if we wanted to create a fixed system, we would end reinforcing the belief that we need a perfect system and a perfect method to reach our goal. So take everything that we are saying here as a suggestion, as reference on how to improve your approach to your language learning. The most important takeaway is that language learning is never fixed. It's always personal, always individual. There are a few strategies that we can implement, but these strategies and these methods are gonna be changed often during our process. So take this direction as directions, not as fixed method. Don't be scared of pursuing your goals, but also don't be scared of diving deep into yourself, in what you really want and how you really want to achieve that. And you're gonna get it. Thank you.